After the resignation of then Chairman Kwame Brown on June 6, at-large member Phil Mendelssohn was elevated by his colleagues as interim chairman, a position he later won during the general election. This created a vacancy for an at-large member of the council. As per the Home Rule Charter, enacted in 1973 by district voters, the D.C. Democratic State Committee is authorized to select replacement of the Democratic at-large members of the D.C. Council in the event they are not able to complete their terms. The D.C. Democratic State Committee is now in the process of appointing an interim replacement. The replacement is to be made by the D.C. Democratic State Committee members, currently about 80, and will serve until a special citywide election is conducted. Now, to be eligible for appointment consideration, city Democrats had to file a petition with 200 signatures, 25 per each of the 8 wards, including 27 from D.C. Democratic State Committee members. The Board of Elections has between 70 to 174 days to conduct the citywide special election. This special election has been scheduled for April 23, 2013. Out of the 5 interested contenders, 3 were eligible to be on the ballot. They were John Capozzi, former D.C. Democratic State Committee member and D.C. Shadow U.S. Representative.
But I want to thank you for the opportunity to address the committee. I want to outline some of my interests in terms of running for the at-large seat on the City Council. I have 4 things I want to mention tonight. One is related to D.C. residents getting jobs in the D.C. government. About 60 to 70% of the people who work in the government now are not D.C. residents. We can increase that. Right now there's a 10-point preference for D.C. residents when they apply to the government. We can change that to 20 or 25 points. I can do that even during the interim time for this position. And secondly, young people. I think we need to get interns into the government that relate to their interests in high school. For example, seniors could intern from McKinley Technology High School. They could intern with the technology department of the government. They could use their community service hours. They could get valuable experience. They could help them get into college and ultimately a job. Honesty and integrity, I think I bring that to the council. There's never been questions raised about my background, and I'd be happy to work on ethics reform. And finally, I think I have the best chance to win in April. I mean, I've run several times citywide. Actually, some of the people here have worked on my campaigns in the past and actually have won. And so I think people know me, I have name recognition, and I have the ability to accomplish that. And finally, you know, as far as my biography, you know, I live in Ward 7, I'm in the Hillcrest community, I'm married, I have 2 kids that are in DC public schools now. We've done our best to be involved in the community. I used to live at Barney Circle in Southeast and worked there diligently. And also on statehood, I have a 20-year track record in terms of working for statehood for the city as shadow representative. One thing I'm most proud of is that I was sworn in by Dave Clark when I became the shadow representative. And I think the committee, which is being vacated by Councilmember Brown, is something that I'd be happy to chair on statehood. I think I bring some talent to that. And finally, I know that you guys won't get to ask questions tonight, but I have a few questions because I think that people know that the press and the public, the voters, are looking very closely at this process. And I think many of us know that it could have been done better, but I think that questions need to be raised about electing someone, let's say, that has a conflict of interest in terms of working for...
Doug Sloan, 2010 candidate for U.S. delegate and current D.C. Democratic State Committee member.
Hello, my name is Douglas Sloan. I think I know everyone in the room. I'm happy to be here, and I would like to have your vote on Monday, December 10th, for the at-large City Council appointment. Given the social and political climate that we're dealing with today, I think it is very important that we appoint someone that has a strong, ethical voice and that could bring good government and progressive change to the City Council. December 18th is going to be the last council session for the year. There are a few important bills that are going to come up for this appointee to vote on. And I think it's critical that we have someone that is going to best represent the interests of the Democratic State Committee for these bills. We have something coming up regarding the ex-offenders, change to our alcoholic beverage control laws, as well as money for big developers downtown. I think I'm the best person for the job. I've been on as an ANC commissioner for over 10 years. I've served as chair and treasurer on that commission. I served as a legislative analyst for the Committee on the Judiciary on the City Council for over 2 years. I worked for Mayor Williams as Community Relations Director, Vice President of the DC Young Dems, Vice President of the Ward 4 Dems. I'm currently Vice President of the NAACP DC branch, and I'm a member of the DC Democratic State Committee, ex officio committee. I'm a strong green energy advocate. I think that we need to work towards creating our own industry in DC so that we don't have to make our money on taxes and fines. I think that we need to focus on parity in our public schools, and I'm here to let you know right now, we have a very important decision on December 10th. It is critical that we bring forth the most competitive candidate to run in the special election on the 23rd. I'm young, I've got good knees, I will knock on every single door in town to make sure that we can have a Democrat in that office and we won't see a Republican, i.e. Patrick Mara, that will win. I need your vote. Thank you very much, Douglas Sloan.
And Anita Bonds, currently DC Democratic State Committee Chair.
This is a very serious undertaking that we are responsible for doing as the party. And I present myself for your consideration. I hope I can get your vote. Why should I be doing this? I'm not young, energetic, but I am energetic and I'm mature. And based on that and based on my record of 6 decades of energy in this community, I present myself to you. My background is started as a community organizer, civic activist, interested in politics, had a number of political adventures, working on a series of campaigns, working for the government, the local government, working in the nonprofit arena, and of course, and for a university, a very prestigious university, and doing a lot of volunteer efforts in my community with those people that we always think of to some degree as the throwaways, our young people. As well as now I'm in the corporate community. I think these experiences are experiences that we can utilize and will be to the benefit of the residents of the District of Columbia. I'm for everyone. I am particularly concerned about those that we consider the least amongst us and those that need the services that government provides. I'm also interested in how we spend our tax dollar, and I'm extremely concerned about the whole arena of oversight. What kind of oversight do we really want in order for the programs to work? I ask for your support. I wanted to talk longer, but thank you.
Hi. On Monday, December 10th, the DC Democratic State Committee will be conducting an interim DC councilor appointment. This process will take place at 7 p.m. at the Catholic University Caldwell Hall, located at 620 Michigan Avenue Northeast. This location is a couple of blocks away from the Brooklyn Catholic University Metro stop on the Red Line. The DC Democratic State Committee formed a special committee made up of a diverse population to oversee this process. The outcome is 3 strong candidates. We believe any one of these candidates will serve the residents of our city well as an interim council member and potentially longer. While only the current sitting members of the DC Democratic State Committee will be able to vote for this appointment, we encourage you to attend this important meeting. If you need to contact any of your DC Democratic State Committee representatives, our website has contact information for every committee member. Please visit www.dcdemocraticparty.org for more information. We look forward to seeing you on Monday, December 10th at 7 p.m. at the Catholic University campus. Thank you.